At one point in your life, you was the number one overall player in the entire country in high school. You finished your senior year top 5 in your class and chose to go play for Penny Hardaway, even though you didn't get much burn there and enough attention as you thought you deserved. And in a surprising move, you transferred to Eastern Michigan, going back closer to home to finish your story. After a very productive season at Eastern Michigan with Noah Farrakhan, you decided to declare for the NBA draft and did not really end up in the first round. Even though a lot of people felt like your size, shooting mechanics, and consistency were things to look at when being considered for the draft. But nonetheless, you found your way to the Cleveland Cavaliers and have spent nothing but endless time in the G League. And you would think that showing your flashes of premier scoring at all 3 levels, that you would be called up to play a prominent role on their roster. But for some reason, they keep overlooking you. Until now. I'm Phase 1B Rose, and this is the story of Emoni Bates going from G League to NBA star, as well as reviving the careers of a couple players that I feel that should be getting a lot of attention and should be getting a lot of opportunities, but just hasn't had the right situation to let them thrive and flourish. But this episode focuses strictly on Emoni, the kid from Michigan who's had big NBA dreams, but refuses to give up on them, even if it means clawing his way through the G League and proving himself to be the best player there is, without a doubt. So, in this scenario, we will be operating out of the G League. Shout out to the creators that were able to get the actual G League arenas for a lot of these teams, as well as the jerseys. Definitely a great addition to have in this game, especially in my NBA. So it's definitely been nice to see. First game we played the Magic, formerly known as the Lakeland Magic. I don't know how to pronounce the new location of the G League affiliate, so we're just gonna call them the Magic. Basically, Emoni Bates erupted the first game, giving the Magic basically all they could handle from him, and he just was on fire, could not be stopped. Literally breaking angles, dropping buckets from the 3 and the midi, as well as giving you a little inside game. But as you can see, we cut the lead to at least 4 points. Getting a steal, we're gonna cut it to 2, and it's really just Emoni's show. In the fourth quarter, I think Emoni scored all of our points except for like 2. And again, we're gonna go back to him, knockdown over the defender. Gonna try to go back to him again, but Dennis Smith Jr. And yes, Dennis Smith Jr. I put him on the Ken charge. It ultimately did not matter, you know. It was too little, too late. Could not stop the bleeding. Trey Mann had an amazing game for the Magic. And yeah, I put him on the Magic just because I just feel like, why not put a point guard with a chip on his shoulder in the G League and watch him cook, which he did exactly. The Hornets definitely don't know what they want to do with Trey Mann, and I feel like he needs that push to really go and like elevate himself. So betting on himself in the G League, you know, it can make or break you. And I think for him, this can make or break him. But he definitely went crazy on us, dropping 24 easily. Going to the next game, we take on Bronny James and the South Bay Lakers. Emoni don't care though. We used to be teammates on Strive for Greatness. So why not cook? They were rivals in high school, but also teammates at one point as well. Emoni though, getting straight to it. Look, ISO game is crazy. Pull up, easily knock down. Like, playing with Emoni has been so fun. As you can see, we finished with 42 against the Magic. Step back jumper is pure. By far my favorite player to use right now in this game. And he like, it's crazy because like he low-key has a bag. Pull up again. Pull up again. I feel like if Emoni played like this in real life, he would definitely get more shine. But I do understand that people don't want to sign Emoni or even put him on the floor because of defense. You know, KD, he's KD's height when he first came into the league, which was 6'9". KD wasn't the strongest player, but his offensive prowess basically, overshined a lot of things. And KD's effort on defense also is what kept him on the floor. He can give you 35 and he's not going to get fully baked the whole game. He put in work on his frame. I feel like with Emoni, we need to see that he can defend. That is a huge part of today's game, especially if you're at that height. 6'9", you need to be able to play a passing lane, or you need to be able to wall up against basically players like Giannis, KD, Bron, Luka. Even though people say Luka's a PG, Luka is definitely a small forward at heart. I feel like they're going to go at you. They're going to go at you. For this team, a lot of people have been going at us. As you can see, we lost by 9 in our second game together. It just didn't get no better. Our best defender is Jalen Tyson, who I thought was a great pickup for the Cavs. He's definitely going to be a solid role player for them, especially with Isaac Okoro gone. It just makes the most sense that he gets more burn this season. But, going over to the next game, we're facing the Mexico City Capitans that houses the homegrown talent and former G League Ignite star Think Pate, which again, he was drafted by the Knicks this year, but why not put him in this universe and just see where things go? Letting them cook. Let's just say this is a little back in time type deal. If you also see Jordan Hawkins, yes, he is with us as well. I put Cam Reddish here because for a guy that his peers that are thriving in the league right now, Tyrese Maxey, Anthony Edwards, the list just goes on of people that he was basically in his draft class that basically said Cam was one of them ones. If you could recall a player in high school that really fried you or fried a teammate, people are saying it's Cam. So I'm going to make Cam Reddish into the offensive juggernaut he was supposed to come in the league and be. I just feel like he came into situations that was not built for him to thrive. He went to Duke, he took a step back, because obviously when you go with a bunch of 5 stars, you're not gonna be the guy like you once was, giving people 40 and 50. Ultimately, I think Cam's decision to go to Duke, why it served him well with going into the draft. I feel like he could have still been a lottery pick, like a surefire, top 10 pick, if he went somewhere else that allowed him to create. Because it gives you more reps and it keeps your confidence high. I believe when he got in the league, he just got used to playing that reserve off the ball role, which it wasn't his game. But he showed flashes while he was down in Atlanta. Then he's become a journeyman. LA being his latest stint, and I'm not gonna lie, we did not utilize him. I'm a Lakers fan, we just did not utilize him how he was supposed to be utilized, and he got lost in the shuffle. Like he basically got lost in the shuffle. Cam Reddish is an on the ball shooter. I don't know why everybody wanted to make him catch and shoot, 3 and D. He is a on the ball player. You put the ball in Cam's hands, let him create, he's going to cook. But getting back to the game, I'm not gonna lie, we was definitely having a great back and forth with the Capitans. Emoni, again, continuing to do what he's doing, torching the G League. Like, we almost might be smelling a call up, but I'll let y'all decide if that's what's gonna happen. I obviously I'm gonna play another game against the Windy City Bulls, which happens to be next on the schedule. And by the time I'm ready to start working on my next G League video, y'all will hopefully in the comments have let me know if y'all want to keep Emoni in the G League, or do y'all want to call him up for a couple games and just see how it goes on the main roster. We can continue that. Obviously, this is hilarious because I just feel like the 2K adding this was just so head ass. So head ass. Why did we add this scene? Did not make no sense. But again, back to the action. Emoni, big on him. We're gonna cook. Like, come on now. He's too slow. Feet stuck in the mud. We get nothing but ethical buckets, and you're gonna hear me say that a lot. A lot of these buckets are really ethical. Just like this one. Over dink Pate. Too skinny, too small. Get off me. But every time I had a response, the Capitans had a response as well. Continuing to cook. Turn around jumper. Literally, it's pure. But again, here come the Capitans again. I'm gonna go back to Emoni Bates though, and he's gonna get the and one. And you see, that confidence. That's what we've been looking for. We've been looking for we've been looking for endless confidence from Emoni Bates. That basically says I'm here and I'm here to stay. Again, he's starting to feel it. Step back jumper. That's contested. Catch and shoot corner three. Easy. Emoni Bates is on fire. Get him the ball and get out the way. Pull up. It's pure. Nothing but net. Like, again. Pull up again. It's pure. That ball is not touching the rim. But, you know, one thing that's killed us, especially in the clutch, second chance points. Not gonna lie, we didn't get that rebound. Then Dink Pate makes some literal bullshit. Jalen Tyson trying to keep us in the game though with a much needed contact dunk. Again, 2K26 better eliminate allowing people to get, you know, directly in front of you. Now down the stretch, Emoni ball in his hands. Like I said again, letting people literally that's beat off the dribble get behind you. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But again, here comes, look, turnaround jumper, he misses. We have one more chance to win the game. We have one more chance to win the game and put this away. But regardless, we already know, even though he missed a couple shots, we was gonna go to him again. But I think Emoni forgets how much time we have left, and the time runs out, and we lose by 3. We've officially lost 3 straight games. But in these 3 losses, Emoni Bates has looked the most impressive and the most consistent, knocking down shots at a pretty high clip. But what does this mean for the Ken charge? Do we make changes? Do we tell people to go flip some burgers? Find out next time on G League Stories with Phase 1B Rose.